Happy Friday, everybody. Yay. I can't believe it's the weekend.
I know. I'm so excited.
This week was long.
It has been very long.
I feel like the wind just dragged me down all week.
Yes.
So happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to today's DV Live. I am Amanda Acom, the marketing coordinator here at Desert Valleys. And today I am joined by Bridgette Cunningham, a teller, a friendly face y'all know from out front. Before we dive in, I want to remind you, if you haven't done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a conversation, as well as tomorrow we have Bite of Reality back. So it's
exciting.
I know, I'm so excited. I'm nervous. I'm a little nervous.
Me too. It'll be my first one. My older kids actually got to attend with Trona High School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, before it was gone. And so I know that my daughter had a blast, loved it.
So this is also my first one, but for the last 2 years, I have done webinars and done like the app and simulations. So I'm excited to see it happen in person.
Yeah.
Pre-registration did close yesterday, but if you guys have any teenage kids that are interested in literally the game of life coming to life, bring them down to Sage Hall at Desert Empire Fairgrounds starting at 9 a.m. and we will sign them up, get them registered, and let them
participate.
Yeah, have a bite of reality, I guess.
Be an adult for a couple hours.
I know. They get, what is it? They get a job, a salary, spouse, children, credit score, and then they have to go shop.
Yes, buy a house, a car,
I know.
groceries.
It's so exciting.
And then when they say, you don't have enough money for this, they got to backtrack and
go to the credit
learn
union.
how to budget it. Yeah.
So I'm excited. There's been a couple teens that are like, I know how to beat this system. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So when I worked at the high school really quick, over in Trona, there's a life skills class that they offer. And I believe I'm not sure. I don't remember if it's 8th grade or 9th grade, right? Really? So it was really cool because they had to do this. They had to map out like their house, their vehicles, their shopping. And it was insane what these kids think that they can afford. And when they realized how much it was all going to cost, it really opened their eyes. So to have this where they can actually kind of play it out, it's kind of cool.
It'll be fun. So before we get started, for anyone watching, can you tell us who you are, what you do at the credit union, and something new you want to try?
So Bridgette, like you said, Bridgette Cunningham. I am a teller out front. I've been here for about a year and a half. I do everything. I do lots of stuff. I open accounts. I open kid accounts, regular consumer accounts, and then just the teller operations where deposits and all that fun stuff. So getting to meet.
You get to see all the people.
I do. And then when you get to open the account, you get to kind of chat with them and learn about them. So it's really fun.
That's like my only interaction of the day is when y'all bring in a new account and I'm like, pop
neighbor.
over my wall. I'm like, hello.
Yeah. And you get to just sit over there silently while we hear the stories. And sometimes I bet they're make you want to chuckle.
They do, but it's interesting. And I mean, hearing people's life stories or what brought them to Desert Valleys and things like that, it's enriching to hear.
It is. It is really. Yeah, many different reasons. I mean, whether just starting out or they're making a transition from another institution to us or just moved to town. So lots of
all
variety.
Walks of life.
Yeah.
Something new you want to try? Anything?
Yeah. So
coming up?
I want to. Yeah. We're going to try and kayak, my husband and I. So we attempted.
Do you guys have kayaks or rent them? Or
So we actually don't, but we have a couple of friends who offered some so that we could try it. And so we took one of them up on the offer. And so we kind of ditched the kids and headed to the lake. And we got up there and it was just windy and the waves were huge. And I wasn't going to fight that on my first time.
That would be scary. I mean, so a couple of years ago, I tried paddle boarding. Let me tell you, I do not have the ab muscles for that. It was just a mess.
Well, see, and that's what I have no idea what kayaking entails. So I don't want to throw myself out there in these high winds and then have to fight to get back to shore. Like that's kind of scary to me.
Well, so back in high school, I remember my dad would be out in our pool, like doing those roll thingies in his kayak because he needed to practice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
My dad, I love you, Dad. He's just a little different. But I was like, what are you doing? And I was like, that doesn't look fun to me.
I know, but it's so, gosh, could you imagine flipping over and not being able to flip yourself back up?
Yes.
Being stuck in there? Ugh. But yeah, so we didn't get to. So we just kind of enjoyed the view and ate the lunch that we took and then went back home. So luckily the friend said that we can hold on to the kayak. So they're still sitting in the garage and
Well, hopefully
Maybe
now,
this weekend.
yeah,
we're gonna
with the
try and
weather
kayak.
getting better and
Yeah.
nicer. So you'll
And I
have
would
to let
like
me know.
pick a pretty place to go try it too.
If anyone watching knows of any good kayaking beginner spots,
Yes.
please drop us a comment.
Yes. I will be watching those.
I will be sticking to frozen water and
Yeah.
ice. I can't do it. Like, I like to dip my toes in. I like to go fishing, things like that. But being on the water,
Yeah.
maybe
I
in
like
a boat.
it. Boats are good.
You're braver than I
Pontoon
am.
boats are really fun.
Ooh.
So we had really quick, we had gone out with some friends over the summer and they had a pontoon, but they also had one of those big like lily pad pads. You know what I mean? So it was like off of the pontoon boat. So we went out there, parked. The kids were playing on that lily pad. And we were just sitting there hanging out, jumping in the water. It was lots of fun.
I think I'm ready for summer.
Deep.
As much as I
too.
love the winter, I think I'm ready for some summer fun.
Me too.
So today we're going to dive on into youth accounts. We're still continuing on with Youth Month, which has been fun, I think.
Yeah.
We have an adventure fund for any of the kids to come and guess how much is in it.
Mm-hmm.
Closest winner without going over gets to win a new piggy bank, basically.
Yep.
Couple different prizes for kids and teens. If they open an account, they get entered in to win. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for
Plus
that.
those little backpacks they get. With
Yes.
goodies in them.
We have swag bags for everybody geared towards kids or teens. So, what are the two type of youth accounts that we have and the differences between the two?
So we offer the, I always get the names mixed up. I'm going to open this up. So we have the Desert Kids savings. That is newborn all the way up to the age of 18. It's just a savings account. When they open the account, they will open a regular savings like you and I both have.
Okay.
Because that's the one that establishes the membership. But
And
then
that's the $5.
That's the $5 one. Yep. So that $5 gets put into there to hold the account open. And then we also open that kid savings account. So it's just a second savings on the account. And that one earns a higher interest rate. So I believe
Let me tell you, seeing my sons grow faster than mine.
yours is like kind of... Yeah, it's kind of sad. Not really. It's amazing.
good for him.
It is. So ours, the regular savings is the 0.05%, where the kids is 0.25%. So, yeah. And if they start young,
I want to be a
just
kid.
imagine. I know they have so many perks, like the coin machine, right? So if the kids have a piggy bank full of coin, they can come into our coin machine and experience dropping it in there and letting it
And
count
it just makes noise and they get so excited.
And it prints them this little ticket and they bring it to us and we can deposit it into their account with no fee.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. So for the coin machine for members, it's a 3% fee. For non-members, it's 7%.
I think it's because every time my son comes in, he just goes straight up to you guys
does.
and doesn't even come see me anymore.
Yeah. And so, yeah, if it's a kid depositing into their account, they have no fee for that. So that's another really great perk of the kid account. So
I think it's just good to mention we have a coin machine because so many people I'll see on like Facebook, they're like, where's a coin machine in town? Where do I do this? So
so we have one.
yeah.
Yeah. Hands on too. So if it's like, if there's something going on with it, you get a teller right now that will help you work it all out and not have to contact like support. I don't even know who they would have to contact, but
Right.
it's great.
There we go. And then we also have
The teen checking.
Okay.
So we have the teen checking account. That one, you have to be 13 years up to 18. So that's the requirement for that one.
and that one, can they have a debit card with it?
They can, yeah. The Visa debit card they get. The big difference between their Visa debit card and ours is that limit. So like a regular checking for us would have a $2,500 limit for the day.
Okay.
Where the teen checking has a $100 limit.
Oh.
Yeah,
Can that
so-
be raised at all?
It can only by the parent or grandparent or whoever that adult is on the account with them.
Okay.
They can only call and ask us to raise it. We can only raise it for 24 hours. It's not a permanent raise. So 24 hours, and then in 24 hours, it drops back down to the 100.
So it's not like they can call on a Friday for all weekend.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. So
Yeah. So, and then,
So what happens with a teen account if once they're, of age, do they get to keep it as a teen account? do they come in and swap it over?
Yeah. So what happens when they turn 18? So if they do have that kid savings, we do close that one out because once they're 18, they're they fall out of that
You're no
age.
longer a
Yeah,
kid.
you're no longer a kid anymore. So we close that out and we then transfer that money into that regular savings.
Okay.
And then
And no penalty for that.
No penalty. Nope. And actually there's, if there's that dividend on there, so they could actually be, when they transfer it, it transfers with that dividend that it's earned. So that's really cool. And then I am actually the one who handles the accounts that when they turn 18, I transition them into a basic checking.
Okay.
So I go in there and I change it from that teen checking to a basic checking. And then I go back in. They get to keep the same account number, same debit card.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So I just have to go in and change those limits. So once they hit 18, I change that limit up to $2,500.
And that's one little fun fact about me is whenever the kids get their birthday cards, I'm the one that's stuffed the envelopes and folded them and sent it on out.
Yeah, so that's another really great feature of our kid accounts, right? So they get a birthday card, and if they bring in any birthday money that they've received to deposit into their account, and they bring that birthday card with them, we also give them $5 on top of their deposit.
And that's any time during their month of their birthday, right?
So they just bring in that card. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be on the birthday that they bring in their birthday money. No, just bring in that card, and we'll see that on the account that the birthday was just recent. So
I know.
Yeah.
Got a birthday coming up next month for my son.
He's always gets for his card.
Yes, he always gets so excited. He always thinks junk mail is his. So I give him like the ads and stuff.
Nice.
So whenever something like that does come to him, I'm like, here you go.
Yeah. I think the one big thing that I see with the teens that are transitioning to that basic checking. So of course they're going to have that guardian on the account with them because when they're underage, because they need an adult that's going to be responsible. Now, when we transfer it to a checking, I find that a lot of the teens have a hard time asking their mom, their dad, or their grandparent if they could be taken off of the account because, now they're getting older and they hit 19, 20 and they're wanting just their own account where it's not being monitored by mom and dad so much.
Oh, because the parent or this is it a joint associate?
Yes, so they're a joint owner.
So a joint owner has access to see what they're.
Oh. Yeah. So in fact, a good example, I was on all of my kids' accounts and they actually have not requested that I be taken off yet. So I still have access to all, when I open my personal accounts, I see all of theirs as well because I'm still on it. So
I think that's something my husband still has his mom on his account and he's like 36.
Yeah. Hey, we see it. Yeah. And so, some are really great. They're like, yeah, I'll just get my mom. We'll come in and we'll sign the papers and she'll just get taken off. And then we have others that are like, do I have to ask? Can we just open a whole nother account for me?
Aww.
Because I don't want to have to ask to be taken off the account. So, but if they want to, that's what they have to do. And I think it's great if they keep their same account. I know it can be
it just makes more
nerve-wracking.
Sense. It's established.
It does. Yeah. And they have that debit card that they're used to.
It's familiar.
It is. Yeah. So be brave.
It's okay. Your parents will love you no matter what.
They will. Yeah.
I know. That's a milestone, I feel like.
Yeah. You coming into your own account.
So speaking of that, so it has to be a parent, grandparent.
Yeah.
What documentation do they need?
Okay.
To open an account?
For opening any kid account, whether it's checking or the teen savings, we have to have a birth certificate.
Does it have to be the original copy?
It can be a copy because we actually just make a copy of the original because we don't like to scan the original through our scanner to be on the safe side. So we'll make a copy of it and then scan that copy in. And then you just have to know the social security number.
Oh.
Yeah. And then for the checking, though, for the 13 and up, if they want a checking, we have to have some type of ID. Can be a school ID, a current school ID. Yeah. If they're don't have a school ID, if they have their driver's license, that'd be amazing. But we have to have some kind of picture ID to put on the checking account.
What about like when we do Santa Day, like the packed children's ID? If they're young enough, we do those free ones with the thumbprint and all that.
Yeah. So,
I wonder
that's usually, I don't know. Are they usually younger? Because for the 13, they have to be 13 and old.
I think
Those
they do
would
them
work.
for the older
I'm sure
ones
they would
too.
work. Yeah. If we had like a,
I'm stumping our guest here with
you
a
are,
question
because
on
I've
the
never
fly.
had anybody bring in one of those, but I don't see why it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Just a picture ID to verify that is the person on the account. Yeah.
And then
have a checking.
The joint owner or parent or something has to have their ID on the account
as well. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and both have to come in. Now for say we have parents wanting to open up some accounts for some babies. Of course, the babies don't have to be here. The kids don't have to be here at all, really, to open the savings account. We prefer it because we would like for them to experience, like, I even have them sign their names on the documents,
Well, and they get fun stuff. They get these cool treasure chest things and backpacks and
So,
and if you pop around the corner to my desk, I have suckers. And duckies.
They see them. They definitely see them. And that's what's really great too. So for anybody that doesn't know, I know it can be very nerve-wracking to sit for that long with little ones, but we have really great accommodations. We have the TV in there that's got
I'm always
is it
playing.
Disney Plus or something that we've got in there for the kids?
All the time.
Yeah. And then we've got, coloring books. We've got things to keep them occupied. Mm-hmm. And then
they can also come hang out with me over there.
Yeah. And then they really enjoy getting to sign because it's the electronic signatures. They're getting to sign their name on there, and they really enjoy it. So I really encourage that you bring them.
A distinct memory of a younger member. I want to say he was like maybe 6, 7, and he actually signed his name in cursive.
Nice.
And whoever was opening the account was impressed with that.
Yeah. I'm impressed when I see it, for sure, because you don't see it anymore. They took it out of the curriculum, and so we have a lot of teenagers that when I ask for a signature, they just print out their name. So, but yeah, we had, I want to say, yeah, it's one of our local schools here in Ridgecrest that
Something. So I know my son at his preschool right now, he goes to Montessori. They've started doing the last at least month doing cursive.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I want to say it was Emmanuel Christian that they said that their kids attended and that they were teaching them. So
Maybe.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I've got a couple of kids that know it, and I have a couple of kids that have no idea how to do their signature. So
my son calls it his caterpillar name because it's all like
swirling
one.
together. Yeah.
So
That's
funny.
Cute.
I think it's also funny. Kids can't tell clocks like time on analog.
Mm-hmm.
So we also have some other fun statistics right here that kind of shocked me.
I know.
So anything else
a little bit
on kid accounts before we go into that, onto some financial literacy?
I think that was it for right now.
Yeah. So if anyone has any questions, shoot me a message and I'll hunt down the answer for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or just come in and see Bridgette. Make an appointment to open a kid account.
Yeah, we can do that. Definitely make an appointment. We do it by appointment. So if you're thinking about it, give us a call, set up an appointment.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So some financial literacy statistics, and then we're going to chit-chat a little bit about bite of reality. I guess it goes hand in hand. So I'll let you go ahead and start with whichever one caught you off guard the most.
I'm going to say some of these don't surprise me just because I have older kids.
Okay.
And I could tell you that I don't know 100% that my kids could write out a check. And here I see it says about 40% do not know how to write a check. 40% of kids. And so that doesn't, I would expect it to be a little bit higher there, but
I would say because there's maybe some adults that don't even know how to write a check.
We've come so far away from checks, and you don't see those very often anymore. So definitely don't. And then I don't know if I know my kids as old schools didn't offer that class anymore.
I know when I was in school, it was definitely not offered.
Yeah. So
I think the one that got me was 40% don't know the difference between a debit and a credit card.
Yeah.
Which after reading it and thinking about it, I was like, okay, I can see that. Our debit cards have
that Visa logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then people don't understand. A few episodes back, I had Alex Diaz on, and we talked about what is credit. And he did a credit class with Trona High School as well. And it just amazes me that people, they don't know their credit score or why they need a credit score.
Yeah.
But when you're 18, you're kind of in this catch-22 because you have no credit.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get credit.
Yeah.
But you can't get it because you have none.
Yeah. It's crazy. My kids, my older kids, and they don't teach it in schools anymore. They don't teach it in schools at all. Like, not that I know of, not my kids at schools.
Okay.
They've never learned about credit and what it means to build credit and why credit is so important. Me, myself, I didn't know until I was an adult about it all, until it was a little late and I had to do some recovery.
Yeah. I think I finally got my first dose of like how to actually use credit at like 28.
Yeah. Yeah.
After I definitely had ran some credit in the dirt.
Yeah.
And drug it behind the truck a little bit.
Yeah. So that's what, so I have a 21-year-old and then a 20-year-old. And so they had no credit. They were trying to do things and they were like, I'm sorry, but you don't have credit. So luckily, they were able to come because they've had accounts with Desert Valley since they were, I want to say about 14, 15, because my son was a lifeguard and had jobs. So they had their accounts. And then so once they were 18 and able to try and apply for a starter credit card.
Okay.
It was very helpful. They each got a starter credit card and started building their own credit. So,
and that's through here at Desert Valleys.
Yeah.
I think that's a great transition. You're already established, especially at like 14.
Yes.
Familiar.
Yes.
And it's a little bit easier to go in.
Yes.
At 28, 29, when I finally came in and I was
intimidating, right? A little bit for me.
It definitely was. Like, even though I knew Eric and I knew Robert and talking to them about everything, it was still scary.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm an adult, but
it is.
Here's everything on paper showing I'm not a good adult.
I wasn't responsible for a little while. And I let my credit. Yeah.
And
you're right.
I'll be 100% honest. I was like, I did not want a credit card. I kind of fought on it.
Yeah.
Until they took the time to explain. So I think that's the greatest thing here is like, everybody takes time to explain the needs, the benefits, and no one's just looked at as black and white.
Yeah. Yeah. And then if we don't know, we find out.
Yeah.
And I welcome the questions that we don't know, because how are we going to learn if we don't? You know what I mean? That's how I learn. So ask away.
That's why I like listening in also.
Yeah. You learn a lot just listening.
So another thing is, few of these statistics said like kids would like 80% would like to know more about budgeting, 75% would like to know more about saving, and 68% want to know more about checking accounts. I mean, and then there's another one that says 67% of kids want to know how to invest their money, which I think is getting bigger. I don't know a lot about crypto or Bitcoin and all that, but my husband's getting more into like investments and stocks. And he's like, we got to do this for Memphis. The only stocks I ever had were at 5 years old, my grandparents got me stock in Disney and I still don't have access to it. So I don't know what it's doing. Their financial advisor is in complete control.
Gotcha.
But I think that's starting to become bigger with younger generations.
I was so shocked. We had a current member asking questions about kid accounts because she had a grandson. I believe he was 14, and he's been telling grandma that he wants to start investing his money. And she was like, what?
Wow.
Like, where is this coming from? And so I actually thought it was really cool because one of the prizes that they can win for opening an account is like for entrepreneurship type stuff for kids.
For teens. If you come and open a new teen account this month, you're entered to win a teen entrepreneur toolkit. And it's a book. It comes with their own like plan to market their job skill. So it can be anything from a lemonade stand to dog sitting, babysitting. It doesn't have to be this grand, huge job plan. Something small to just start them going, budgeting, money that needs to go back into investing. Like, okay, if I want to make signs for this, printing out the paper and getting the signs, that costs money.
That's cool. That's awesome.
And it's even app-based too. So they get the hard copies and an app.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And then the little kids win an ice cream maker, right? A little individual ice cream maker.
Yes. So if any youth accounts, Desert Kid accounts come in, so that's the newborn to 18, they get entered to win a Dash personal pint ice cream maker, which let me tell you, I definitely bought one for Memphis. He has one. It's tried and true and tested.
Nice.
And it's fantastic. It's super easy to clean, super easy to let the kid do it.
Yeah. That is so cool.
So all the fun stuff.
Creative, yeah.
And of course, they get their own swag bags that are filled with, like they have the drawstring backpack filled with a bunch of stuff geared towards their age.
Yeah. And then the Win It Wednesdays right now are kind of geared towards kids, right? For the youth month.
Yep.
So
we did so far we had a splash pad and ball pit.
Yeah.
which is so
right
fun.
now is it a drone or something I saw in there?
There's a mini drone.
Mini drone.
Yeah. And then we also had a root beer float kit.
Nice.
So different things.
Stuff, yeah.
But I think it's fun to, Youth Month always will hold a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
When I started and it was the first time we actually got to start doing something.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's just fun.
Your little baby.
It's the kids.
Yeah. Yes. I have to tell you this. So it was last year. I was kind of newer, but I opened 3 kids accounts, and while I'm doing each kid account, I got them crayons and paper to kind of draw and keep them occupied. And the little boy he drew me all kinds of stuff, and he drew a picture of this woman, and I was like, "Oh, is this your mom?" And he's like, "No, it's you." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you're so sweet." And so I've kept the drawing. I have it in my teller station. So
that's what I think I just love.
The kids, yeah.
So
they're so cute.
And I love when they always come in. There's a few that always will come by each office and see they'll be like, can I have a sucker? Can I have another duck? Can I have another coloring book?
Yep.
So it's definitely,
they're probably one of my favorites.
If you come visit here, the teller line has their goodies, but if you pop into any of the offices, everyone has goodies for the kids as well.
Yeah. Year-round trick-or-treating. Just kidding.
I know. In April and the rest of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So quick recap of Bite of Reality.
Yeah.
It's both of our first years.
Yes.
It's a little nerve-wracking, but I'm very excited.
I am too.
So before we came into this episode, I checked. We have 72 students registered.
Nice. That is so nice.
Yeah, from Ridgecrest and Trona area. I just gotten so much feedback about it.
That's so nice.
And volunteers that are excited to see it come back and parents that are excited.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you some insight into the event. It's, like I said, the game of life coming to life.
Yes.
So if you've ever played with those little tiny people that never fit in the SUV,
yeah,
I always lose my family. And then I always spin the thing too hard.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
But this is where kids get to come in. It's an app-based interaction, and they can either use their, what kids don't have smartphones. But if they don't, or they don't have access, or something's going on, if they're in trouble and you took their phones, we have a couple tablets to get the kids through.
Yeah.
So it's an app-based event. It's free to all teens in our area.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's free literacy. Yeah. Real life skills.
Yeah.
And I don't know because, my kid's not there yet.
Yeah.
He's starting to learn. We were chatting about this earlier that I'm just trying to teach him savings and money and things like that. But it sounds like this is much needed.
Yes. I wish I had it when I was their age.
Yeah. So I'm just excited because it's apps, it's interactive. It's not just sitting in a class, taking notes, watching a PowerPoint
You're going
slide.
from station to station. Yeah.
So we have 8 stations, 9 including a credit union station. Mm-hmm. You have merchants. You have merchants.
I'm a merchant. I'm pretty sure I'm a merchant.
You're a merchant.
I'm going to try to upsell that stuff, make them pay high dollar.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. For example, we have a transportation station. Mm-hmm. You come up, you have your job, you have a salary, you have a family, but hey, I want that sports car.
Yeah.
Well, okay, go ahead. And then it's kind of fun because there's also, so I used to call it the fickle pickle, and Eric made fun of me, but it's called the fickle finger of fate. So it'll pop up on there saying, hey, you have an ER visit.
Okay. A flat tire, something like that maybe?
Yep.
Okay.
Things like that you have to pay for.
Yeah, not expected. Oh, that happens a lot in life, doesn't it? Unfortunately.
More often than I think we all like to admit. So kids also have to account for that. Mm-hmm. And I think this is probably one of the better interactive experiences I've seen out there.
Yeah.
So if anyone's interested in that, I'm definitely going to drop a couple quick YouTube videos so you can watch it. If your kids can't make it this year, stay tuned for next year.
Back.
Yeah, it'll be back next year too. What are you most excited to see out of this event?
I'm most excited, I guess, interested to see because, what the kids are thinking they can afford versus what they can afford. So I'm really interested to see, I guess, the percentage of kids that are thinking,
how it comes out.
Yeah. And then to see what percentage of them are actually you know what, I'm going to be safe. We're going to go with this one, or you know what I mean? To kind of play it safe.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just kind of excited to see
So there was a fun story that Eric shared on our last episode that a couple years ago when they did this, all the kids got together and decided that they were going to buy bus passes to save money.
Okay.
So everyone bought bus passes. It sounded like a great idea. They were totally ahead of the game. Well,
That little pop-up come?
oh yeah, the little fickle finger of fate popped up and said, only Eric would come up with this. The state budget made cuts, so the city had to make cuts, and the first thing to go was public transportation.
Ooh, there goes the bus.
Yeah, there went the bus.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, I guess all the kids are in an uproar. You can't do that. That would never happen. But I mean.
So have you heard yet? I've heard from coworkers that, so they're sometimes set up to have like a spouse, right?
Yep.
And so they'll get themselves a nice truck or something. And then when it comes to getting the spouse a vehicle, oh, we can't afford it. So we're going to get her a bus pass. And I'm like, what the heck?
I mean.
What the heck?
My husband's watching. You enjoy that bus pass.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it's also very interesting to see how each kid or group thinks it's going to work or tries to, manipulate the game.
Yeah.
Which really I don't think there's a way to do it.
Yeah. Because if you try, you're going to get that little, hey.
Yeah. Because there's different
Your
stuff.
daughter is sick. You have to go to the emergency room or.
Exactly. Because that's where I was like, okay, so it pops up on the app. Like different ones, it's simulated. But then also the facilitator can change it.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like real life.
Yeah.
Things come at you from everywhere.
Nice. It's awesome that there's a program that allows kids to experience that.
So again, that's happening tomorrow, Saturday the 23rd, 9 a.m. at Sage Hall, Desert Empire Fairgrounds. That we'll have, signage, balloons out there.
Yeah.
If they missed out on registration, just have them come on in and we'll get them signed up and have them play.
Yeah.
So
excited.
So thank you so much for being here today.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Talking about the kids.
I know. I can't wait to see them all come in. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And again, if you know of any youth that does not have an account, wants to get an account, learn savings, play with a coin machine, come get goodies every time they come in, call, make an appointment.
We are here for you.
Yes, we're here for you. Thank you, everybody, and have a great and safe weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.